Hi, thanks for checking out the video. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe.
Hello friends and students, let's study the song Baguettes in the Face. Okay, so this piece is in the meter of 4/4 in the concert key of A minor. Let's begin by studying some simple chords. You can use A minor for the first measure and D minor for the second measure. Now we can jazz it up a little bit and play A minor 7 and D minor 7. Okay, but you keep it simple, go along with the A minor and D minor, that'll work. We're just going to do some basic chords. Now, let's begin to do it a different way. We're going to put the capo at fret number 5, and here the chords are going to change relative to this capoed position. So now we're going to use E minor 7 and A minor 7. So it's just the basic chords. We're going to add all the fancy stuff next. I just want to see some basic chords so you can strum along and play in an easy way. Would be E da 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 da, A minor 7 da 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 da. Okay, so here's the basic way. Now let's start to add the picking pattern and the arpeggio or the figuration. Well, let's say that if you don't have a lot of experience playing fingerstyle or Spanish guitar or classical guitar, you might choose a different piece to begin to learn this, because this one moves pretty fast, and there's a couple of rather harder things to do with the right hand that a beginner might prefer to learn a different piece. But go for it. If you are ready, then we can do it. Alright, so now let's add this figuration. Well, I'm going to begin with my third finger on the first string at the 3rd fret, letter G. Now what we're going to do, of course, you need to know this terminology or vocabulary. P is thumb, I is index, M is middle, and A, that's it, is the ring finger. Okay, so we have our third finger on the first string at fret number 3, and we're going to play that note on the first string at the same time that we play the open bass note on the 6th string. So you're doing 2 notes at once. Now after that, index finger plays the open 3rd string, middle finger plays the open 2nd string, and then the ring finger will play the 1st string, which we have our finger on fret number 3. So we have the first beat of measure 1, which sounds like this: 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and Okay, now let's move to beat 2. This finger 3 on the 1st string is going to move down to this finger 2 on the 1st string at the 2nd fret. So you go from this G to this F sharp. Now the right hand plays with the middle finger on the 1st string, then the index on the open 3rd string, the middle on the open 2nd string, and then the ring on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So that's beat 2. I'm going to play just beat 2, and then I'll play beat 1 and 2. 3 E, we'll say it like this: 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and okay, now beat 1 and 2 together: 3 4 1 2. Okay, now moving on to the 3rd beat. We don't need any left hand. We're going to let the 1st string ring open and play that together with the thumb. When you play the 1st string, it's advisable we can use the middle finger. After that, we're going to play index on the open 3rd string, middle on the open 2nd string, and then ring on the open 1st. So now we have the first 3 beats. Let's put it together in slow motion. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and again, our left hand is free for this next part, and we're just going to play middle on the second string, index on the third string, thumb on the fourth string, and then back to index on the third string. Okay, now we have the full first measure. 4 beats, all in 16th note rhythmic division. So I'm going to play the first measure in slow motion, counting to 4. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and okay. Now let's move to this next chord. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare 2 fingers for this next chord. We can call it, relative to the capo, we can call it A minor 7. So we've got now the 4th finger on the first string at the 3rd fret, and the 1st finger on the 2nd string at fret number 1. So this is just getting prepared to play measure 2. Got these 2 notes. Now we're going to play the open 5th string. So we notice that the thumb moved to string number 5, and the middle finger on string number 1, which has this, you call it the pinky, I call it the 4th finger, on the 1st string at fret number 3. So now we had the middle and the thumb working together, and then index on the 3rd finger, index on the 3rd string, middle on the 2nd string, and then ring on the 1st string. So that's beat 1 of measure 2 in slow motion. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and okay, now moving on to beat 2. Okay, I'm going to put the 3rd finger on string number 1 at fret number 2. Notice we have retained this 1st finger on string number 2 at fret 1. So the right hand pattern now is middle on 1st string, then index on 3rd string, and then middle on 2nd string. So we have the first 2 beats of measure number 2. I'm going to review in slow motion. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and okay. Now 2 more beats to go. Of course, that's going to have 8 different notes in it. So now you move to this A minor shape. But what is unique is you're going to put the 4th finger on string number 5 at fret number 3. I'll try to close the door so we don't hear the fan. So we put the 4th finger on, we made the A minor, then we put the 4th finger on string number 5 at the 3rd fret. You can call it A minor slash C, or A minor with C in the bass. Okay, now we're going to play thumb on string 5, middle finger on string 2, then the thumb moves to string 4, then the index on string 3. Now when you, next motion is to put the middle finger on string 2 and play this 1st fret, but then pull it off to the open string. Okay, so that's all of beat 3 and landing on the downbeat of beat 4 because of the pull off. So let me put that together. 3 E and 4 E and I would say 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Now 3 more notes. So it's going to be index on the 3rd string, middle on the 2nd string, and then index on the 1st string. Okay, so generally when I say thumb, index, middle, and ring, we're referring to the picking hand. And when we say 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're referring to the fingerboard hand, in case there's some confusion there. So now I've played all of measure 2 of the figure, and that makes the complete phrase, which is just 2 measures long repeated over and over. Let me review measure 2 in slow motion, and then we will put the whole thing together. So here's measure 2 in slow motion. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and okay, and then you just start over, go back to the E minor shape. Okay, so now I'm going to play the whole thing in slow motion from the beginning, counting to 4. 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's it. All right, so if you need to review or some of this went by too fast or you didn't catch something, just check out the tabs that I have included in this video and the sheet music for those of you who prefer sheet music. Okay, so this is how we play Baguettes in the Face, the nice, let's say, Spanish-themed background music for the rap song. And with these items, I hope you will have the tools to study well and have fun.